Tell me when to go, Steve. 5 minutes or something.
So do we get to harass you while
Oh, you can
doing it?
heckle me or whatever. Of course, remember, I pay the guy who runs the camera.
So we're silent about it.
So we can crawl under the table and do it, right?
Okay, we're going to talk about real estate marketing, and as opposed to sales or advertising, how it's going. Everybody's familiar with the term farm. I'm going to use the term farm, or the numbers apply just as well with a sphere of influence. And that's the real turnover. And real estate is one of the easiest businesses to be able to watch the number. I mean, we can maybe hear a statistic that you go out to eat 1.8 times a week in your household, but we don't know exactly what restaurant you're going to. We can know that on average, don't hold me to the statistic, but women between the age of 18 and 42 are having 2.2 children, and they're going to be going to hospitals and doctors. But real estate, you can actually see the houses being sold. And this is where, if you take a farm or a sphere, I'll use the example of 500 homes. And let's just say the average value is $200,000. He's very good with numbers or has a calculator. What's 500 times $200,000?
Doug, that's you.
You're looking at the wrong person.
Is that $10 billion?
Yeah.
You can do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros.
Whatever 100, whatever,
That's
whatever
a lot.
100 times,
1, 2.
a million times 100. So put a million times 100, I'll do it quickly.
10,
Sandy's the banker.
It's 10 million.
10 billion with a B.
Oh, excuse me. No, it's million.
No, million.
Million. It's
10 million.
10 million.
10 million, excuse me. $10 million worth of real estate just in 500 homes. So you can know in a small area there's a fortune being spent in developing, and part of your business is being able to tap into the turnover of those homes. With or without you, good market, bad market, there's a turnover. Now, in the good market times, we will see a turnover as high as 10%.
That's not right. I'm sorry, that's not right.
It's 100 million?
There's 2 zeros missing. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
100 million. I thought that
Very
number was a
good.
little
Can
low.
you edit this?
100.
No, he's right. It's 5 times 2 is 10, so you forgot 1 0, then you
Okay,
got 7.
that's,
1, 2, 3,
when we
4,
get to the
5,
really
6,
important
7,
numbers, the numbers that are in your pocket, we're going to be dead, that's accurate. I want to be very conservative with those numbers. We've got $100 million in sales. In good times, you can go to any multi-list system and see the houses that are actually selling. I'm not talking about dates on the market. I'm talking about actual closed transactions. You can argue whether the average, how much inventory is on the market, how many days, in an annual period of time, what's the turnover. And we are seeing that even in this market here. On the low end, we'll see, sometimes you see as low as 5%. So what this means is it gets back to your list. If you have 500 homes on your list and the turnover is 5%, what's 5% of 500? 25 homes. Everybody shout out once, right?
Yep.
That's 25 homes listed and sold every year. And by the way, these, I'm talking about listed properties with traditional full-service brokerage firms. 5% is equal to 25. Sandy with the math, homes closed at an average of $200,000. How much of that, how many millions of dollars is that in sales?
That would probably 25 million. This is a
Five.
quarter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. So
25 million?
no, you said
It's not that
25
high.
times 2.
5 million.
5 million.
Yeah.
It's 5 million in real estate sales. Now, here's where we get right close to home. This is where we want to be very accurate with the numbers. That's $5 million in real estate transactions. So, the easy marketing expert guru comes up and says, market to 500 people, sell $5 million worth of real estate. It's that simple. Well, that would be being a quack to suggest that you can get 100% of the business. Nike doesn't sell 100% of the tennis shoes, Coke doesn't sell 100% of the sodas, Ford or General Motors doesn't sell 100% of the cars. They all have Bayer aspirin, et cetera, et cetera. They all have market shares. Okay. Occasionally you can get monopolies. I've seen people with condo complexes or something where they have 80–90% of the business. Everybody that does it. A builder can control all the business in a particular market. They can usually get away with that when the market is very, very strong. But I don't want to digress with that. If you have $5 million in sales, your objective is what percentage of the market, percentage of market you will have. You will find with any type of marketing to get 10% of the business is not hard at all. I like to see my agents doing between 30 and 50% of the business. So if you have 500 people in a farm, in a sphere, you know that at the end of the year there's going to be a total potential of $5 million worth of business. Again, I'm not talking about acting as their buyer's agents. I'm not talking about getting referral fees. I'm not talking about any number of the different dimensions that there are, just the first layer of business. Okay? $5 million, 25 transactions. Approximately 50% of that is 13 transactions. 30% of that is about 8. That should be the minimum of 8 deals. Let me do that in a different color. 8 to 13 transactions. 10 transactions at $200,000. That means realistically, there's $2 million worth of business to be had out of a list of 500. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's real marketing. Okay, at another point, we'll go over the discussion and how that's done, but that's a minimum of 1 direct mail contact per month. Probably 1 or 2 face-to-face contacts there. Now you're able to increase this dimension dramatically because now you're getting referral business, you're getting to act as their buyer's agents, you're working with their kids. There's a whole other slew of business that makes that time and money very, very well worth your effort. But when marketing is being done right, you can get 30 to 50% of that market, and you can adequately predict each year and estimate your time, your budget, and the number of business you're going to have. Okay, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I've sometimes had people say, well, what's your goal? And they say, well, I want to do $10 million a year worth of business. And you go, well, let me see your marketing. And they'll show me a marketing plan with maybe 300 homes. I go, you can't do that. There isn't a marketer in the country that, one, there's not enough transactions. Okay, I mean, you can't get 2 gallons of milk out of a 1-gallon pitcher. It's just not there. And there isn't enough referral business. Yeah, Peggy.
Is your example saying that perhaps we should market to 500 homes per month in order to get that bottom figure?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yes. Yes. Now, what I've seen, okay, and it's the subject for another workshop, is that if you're doing $2 million in your farm, you're getting 2 to 3 times that in referral business.
Oh, really?
Okay, it's a little call it my little carnival trick, like somebody guessing somebody's weight or education. If somebody's doing $2 million in their farm alone,
yes,
they're not a $2 million a year producer. They're a $4 to $6 million a year producer. If I got Judy, Donna, how much are you doing in your farm? And you say 10, I go, well, what did you do for the year? Did you do 30 or 35? They go, yeah, 34. How did you know? Nancy, Mary.
Nancy always comes.
I hear you at Starbucks coming.
Okay, I have a question because I do a mailing out to my farm on a monthly basis, and I'm just wondering, I'm ashamed to say, never followed up with phone calls. I do get calls. I do get listings. Has anybody followed up with phone calls on there? Do you follow up with phone calls after your mailings go out? And I'm just wondering.
No.
Okay, because I was just wondering, because I'm sure, the
It's important stuff, I'm
face-to-face
sure.
is important, but I'm just wondering how the numbers then would.
Yep.
You will
Would
get a
turn
higher,
up.
you will get a higher return. So, because when I used to farm religiously as an agent, did it myself, and I did call, used to
You
do
can
a lot
set
of
that
phone
off to the
calls.
side.
So what, okay,
You
so
do,
then
you do
you
get,
would.
you
Okay.
do. I mean, you get more follow-up when you follow up with phone call face-to-face.
Yeah,
When you're
right.
doing direct marketing, like postcards, mail-outs, whatever, if you follow up, did you